Welcome to the knowHis Love podcast. I'm Father Michael.
Or Molly.
Oh, everybody's
Guys,
dying.
we've been through the trenches. We really have.
We missed the whole episode because everybody was sick.
Yeah, and I wasn't on the last one.
Oh, yeah.
I think because I was gone.
You were at a gig.
Was that why?
I think so.
I think I was because I was sick then, actually. I don't know.
It's been a crazy time.
Anyway, so last week I came home from DC. I was in DC for the weekend. And I texted Father Michael and Father Matthew, his brother, a video of me talking. And I literally, all I could do was said, like, barely whisper. So, we haven't recorded a podcast yet. And this is my voice. We were supposed to record tonight. This is me trying as hard as I can to push out a voice. There we go. So I was like, I don't know what to do. And then he was like, it's okay, I'm dying too.
Yeah.
And you just came back from the dead like yesterday.
Yeah. The flu really happened. And,
yeah. So we sound a little.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just hacking in my room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I walked in. He was like, I almost threw up.
Yeah. It's good times. It is funny, though. Like, every time I'm sick, I rebel against it with every fiber of my being.
Like by trying to like go out and do stuff.
Well, more just like, this is wrong. Why is this happening to me?
Yeah.
Just make it stop. But it's
Make
like
it stop.
the most normal thing.
I know, but it sucks.
Yeah.
But the whole town is sick right now.
Yeah.
Didn't Father Matthew ever get sick?
He was sick a couple weeks ago.
Your sister got it hard.
Yeah. So it's, yeah. We'll see what
but
happens.
Here we are.
Yeah. We made it.
We did.
God willing, we're on the other side.
Oh my gosh. Well, I've been sick for like a month.
Yeah. You've been
And
coughing for a long time.
It just, it'll end one day.
Mhm.
But we also have to record. I'm just going to be transparent about this. We're recording 3 episodes this week.
Yeah.
Because I'm leaving for Boston soon.
Because it's almost Christmas. Christmas. Yeah.
But anyway, what are we talking about today?
Today we're going sort of with a suggestion from Cece Libetti, which was loving your enemies.
Mm-hmm.
But then, gosh, I can't remember
What's the time?
what that conversation came about. I basically said to you in a text, like, I don't like that I don't trust people as much as I used to.
Uh-huh. I was like, same.
Yeah, just that sort of, as you get older and have life happen.
You get hurt and betrayed more.
Yeah.
Like,
and
not to be dramatic, but.
Yeah, and just I can see in myself that I'm more cynical or more jaded about certain things than I used to be. What?
This is reminding me of a quote. Continue. That's why I'm using my phone. But more cynical and jaded than you used to be.
Yeah, and so maybe both of those things about dealing with the fact that, humans hurt each other. We even, us in the church, fellow Christians, fellow Catholics, we hurt each other. We, we don't think about each other. We don't put each other first all the time. And, pain happens through that.
Mm-hmm. But this quote, I think I heard it on Criminal Minds. If you've never seen that show, it's very good. And I go through phases of watching it. I am currently in one. I'm watching it the second time through. I digress. So at the beginning and the end of every episode, they say a quote sort of related. And this one says, "You may be deceived if you trust too much, but you will leave in torment if you don't trust enough." And I was like, called it out. Yeah.
Thanks,
sometimes
Criminal
I'm
Minds.
just like, yeah, I know. Because sometimes I'm just like, whatever. I don't need to trust anyone. Like, I'll just like trust myself and like maybe 1.5 other people.
Mm-hmm.
Just kidding. But like, yeah, like why try to heal that? Like, my trust has been broken a lot in my life. And sometimes the way I react to it in my mind is like, okay, yes, because of this, I do not trust people very easily. But why do I need to fix that? Like, why do I need to trust people? Because we've done an episode on trusting God, but not really like interpersonal relationship and like trusting others who can sin and hurt us.
Yeah.
So why is that like important to heal, do you think? Why should we work on that? We.
Yeah.
Not with each other.
I don't trust you. I think, gosh.
I'm so sorry, everybody.
This is like the good end of this illness for me.
I
I'm like
know.
disgusting.
For me, it's a sniffling. It's just gonna be an occasional like. "Ah."
Yeah. So what was I saying?
Why should we heal from that, or like should we
Yeah.
learn? Or should we?
I guess the thing that comes to my mind is that if I refuse to like be trusting at all, or if I cut myself off for people because I've been hurt, I am really severely limiting the chances where I'm going to love,
Mm.
because love is always. There's a great line from this band, Brand New, and they say love is a risk because you could always get hit out of nowhere. Um, just that idea that anytime you love, you're opening yourself up to being hurt. That's what vulnerability means, being
Yeah.
able to be wounded. Um, and so I think, like, in our lives we get hurt, or we're betrayed, or our trust is broken, and it's natural to say, well, I'm just not gonna let myself go there anymore. But if we want to love people, we have to take that risk.
Yeah.
That's my thought.
Yeah. You close yourself off to so many relationships and opportunities. And I've definitely done that. Like, just like, why get close to anyone ever again? It
Mm-hmm.
sounds like way more dramatic than I feel like it is in reality, but like, I've got, like a couple people. I feel like I have a handful of people I know I can trust. Like, so I don't need new friends. I don't need to learn to trust other people. Like, I've got these few
Mm-hmm.
and I'm good. But then who knows what like the Lord wants to teach me in these new relationships, or like what friendship I may be missing out on. Like, sorry, my earrings are poking me, so I'm taking them out.
I saw it like sticking out
I
at a
know it
weird
was
angle.
not comfortable. But like, imagine if I think we've talked about this. I don't know if it's on here or in general, but like I thought like in college, like it doesn't get better than this
Mm-hmm.
friendship wise. Um and so and I had someone I was very close to in college really hurt me. So imagine if after that I was just like, I'm not gonna try again. I would not have you as one of my best friends. I would not like I made so many close friends after college.
Mm-hmm.
Um that if I just was like, I'm just gonna stick to the people I already know, yeah, I'd have those people, but like, you know, God wants to do something new in our lives all the
Yeah.
time. He's always wanting to do something new and a lot of that is through people. And just because I'm satisfied or like I have good relationships and good friends doesn't mean that there's not someone else God wants to bring into my life and like teach me about him through, you know?
Yeah. That's that's kind of the example I was thinking of just like, I did not plan on being really, really good friends with you. Like, we were going to be
It's
coworkers,
so rude.
and but it took that willingness to, like, we get to know each other and be open with each other,
Yeah.
and that's what led to it. The other example I think of is when I did spiritual direction school, and like the first night they said you're going to make so many
This is
friends
the
here,
iconic
and
moment.
I was just like, no, I'm not.
He
I don't
was
need
like,
any more
I've got
friends.
friends.
I've got enough.
I literally will never forget getting that text
Yeah.
about
Um,
that.
but it was a real hit. I feel so bad for my brother
I
trying to
know.
edit the coughing of this, but I don't know.
Maybe he could just turn it into like rubber ducky noises or something. Mother
That
Matthew?
would be glorious.
It would be.
But yeah, it takes that willingness to put yourself out there. Um, so yeah, like, I think acknowledging, yeah, you're gonna get hurt. We all get hurt, and trust is broken, but it's worth pushing through that.
Yeah. Yeah. And like, it kind of helps us just keep life in perspective. Because imagine if, like, I knew that my husband was never going to hurt me. Well, he would become like God to me then,
Hmm.
you know? Like, or if I knew you were never going to hurt me, like, then we'd idolize these relationships in our lives in a way that's not proper to those relationships.
Yeah.
Do I have a deep level of trust with like Zach and with you and with my brother and people like that? Yeah, and we should. It's not
Hmm.
like it's no big deal if these people close to us break our trust all the time.
Yeah.
But like, it helps me be able to accept the times when like the people closest to me do hurt me, which can be seen as a version of like breaking trust, even if they're not like telling my deepest darkest secret.
Hmm.
But like, you could break each other's trust in small ways, and even unintentionally. And obviously, we should always aim to not do that and try to surround ourselves with people who don't do that. But, like, basically, if I never expected you to ever do anything to hurt me or bother me ever, well, that's God.
Yeah.
Like, it
Mhm.
just doesn't make sense
Yeah.
because you are incapable of that. And that's a hard reality to accept. It's hard for me to accept that, like, I was talking to Zach this morning about how, like, he was like, it's freeing to know, like, to accept my imperfections because it makes me realize I don't need to be perfect. And that's like something really hard for me,
Mhm.
like accepting that I can hurt other people. But, and that I do sometimes, but like, that's why we need Jesus. That's why we
Yeah.
have Jesus. And that's what sets him apart among
Mm.
many other things. Sets him apart in our lives, and he should be set apart. He should be set higher than everyone else, even the most trustworthy people we have.
Yeah. I have disappointed and hurt people as their priest.
Yeah.
Like that's definitely happened where either through not doing a good enough job or not being attentive enough to them or just not following through the way they needed me to, like that really the times it's happened it really shake me up
Yeah.
because it's like no, I'm supposed to be everything to them, like
Mm-hmm.
to be able to provide without question that
We've
like
talked about this with ministry a lot.
yeah, and that's it's really hard to be okay with that.
Mm-hmm.
And so if we want people to be merciful to us with that about the fact that like we're going to let them down,
Yeah.
that we have to be willing to extend that to other people
And to
and
ourselves.
to ourselves. Yeah, to love and forgive and risk again and like trust again, um, like God does, because
Yeah, I was
God
just saying
trusts
that.
us.
Yeah, Jesus is the ultimate example of this. Like, obviously, God exists outside of time, and we know that God knew all
Hmm.
at all times, blah, blah, blah. But, like, Jesus went to the cross to die for every single person, no matter if they said yes to him or not. Like, loving was worth that risk, and showing that
Hmm.
love was worth the risk of not being loved in return.
And there was no person that he died for that was going
Yeah, the computer just made a noise. That's why we were like, that would look so weird without being able to hear
yeah.
it.
For those of you who aren't watching, we both like kind of cocked our heads at the computer at the same way. Um, there's no one that he died for that was going to be perfect.
Ooh,
Every
yeah,
single person that he knowingly died for um, was going to reject him
yeah.
in some way or another.
I'm just laughing because I just realized that what started off as a very small rip in your knee
Today,
is
oh no,
no, that hasn't been that big for a while, has it?
there's been I have like 3 of these pairs of pants, and all of them rip on this knee every
Yeah,
single time.
it's one
So
pointy knee.
I don't understand it.
But I know I thought you had just like a tiny tear,
Oh
and I
no,
looked over, I was
there
like,
might be another
whoa,
one. Why? I don't understand. It's always only here.
that is weird.
Like maybe it's
Well,
because I'm sitting like this.
like,
Yeah.
we figured
Ugh, what a miserable.
we were like, I don't know.
We solved the problem.
We did, everybody.
Do you have?
Do you
Do
have
your
trust
pants rip in the
issues?
same place?
No, but Obi tore these ones
Obi,
here.
that's an Obi tear.
Yeah,
Oh,
I know.
oh,
That's just rip.
rip.
I'm just kidding. He didn't die.
He's still alive. He's on a farm, but
He's on the
alive.
farm.
Yeah.
um, he's enjoying his life on the farm.
He
He's just,
came to visit right after Thanksgiving. I told
oh
you. I don't know
yeah,
if I told the people that,
yeah, I know.
but he was as goofy and dumb as he ever was,
There you go.
but bigger.
Yeah, bigger
Yeah.
Goofy adult. Oh
Yeah.
my
It
gosh!
was cute.
Imagine all the mayhem he would have gotten into.
It was a smart decision.
Yeah. Anyway, it's like you went through a breakup or something. We talk this person or we talk about on the podcast, and all of a sudden,
I'm really happy for them. That
yeah,
I hope we can still be
you
friends.
should have made a public announcement,
The
like an influencer,
an
like
influencer breakup
it's like
video
a black background on post on your Instagram story, and you're
that
like,
would have been really
Obi
funny.
and I are no longer together.
It would be helpful because I'm still explaining it to people.
Yeah.
People are still saying, "Oh, where's Obi?"
Are you still explaining to people that you're not Father Matthew Gossett?
Not
Or
that
has that
often, but I get his mail, or like
that's really
people will
funny.
say stuff to him like something that happened to me or that I said, and it's confusing. Yeah,
You don't look alike.
we don't look alike.
So
It's just
It's you have the similar lives.
I think it's just the fact that they combine us into one person sometime.
And I think people wouldn't expect for like two priests to come out of one family.
And to be in the same town.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So do you have trust issues?
Yeah, you do. You do. Because Ovi tore my a hole in my pants. That's not what you were gonna ask. No, but I don't know. I I'm having a hard time circling back. But yeah, I think it really does come back to like in everything we're called to love as God loves.
Mm-hmm.
And God's love was risky. It was
Yeah.
vulnerable and people take advantage of it. But like I suck at this, but just because someone can take advantage of you, one doesn't mean they will, and two, in a weird way, almost doesn't mean we shouldn't give them the opportunity. Let me now insert a
Yes.
caveat. I am big on boundaries these days. Like, I feel like that's something I've grown a lot in because I think I used to really put myself in a position often to just be like trampled on. And I was like, this is love. That's not what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
Like, but I'm saying like welcoming someone good into our lives closely and maybe sharing something personal with them eventually if they've earned our trust. That's like what I mean by giving them the opportunity to hurt
Yeah.
us, because you are,
Mm-hmm.
but really you're doing it by giving. It's what you're really doing is giving them an opportunity to love you. And yeah, I mean, I think of all the times I've been hurt, and all the times I've been loved, and like it's worth it. This is the all the times I've been loved. It's like worth that risk. Like I can't imagine if I just totally gave up. Like
Mm-hmm.
on dating, my gosh, I feel like that's such a good example for me. I had a relationship in the past that I got you know.
Mm-hmm.
I became friends with you right after this relationship ended, and I was very deeply wounded because of this. And imagine if I did what I really wanted to, which is never date again.
Yeah.
You know, like gosh, I would have it wasn't the next relationship that ended up being my husband, but you know, through continuing to say yes and giving someone the opportunity to love me, I met my husband or reconnected with my
Yeah.
husband. So like imagine if every time we got hurt, we didn't like I just can't I think of all the things I would have lost.
The risk is worth it.
Yeah. That's what we're really saying.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean you're never going to be hurt. You will.
Mm-hmm.
What do we do with that?
I've probably used this. I've almost definitely brought this up before, but it makes me think of the Eucharist. Like, we do a lot of things to be careful with the Eucharist
yeah.
at the altar, like with the linens that are there, and like how I hold my hands and my fingers, and purify the vessels, and purify my fingers after I distribute communion, all those things. But Jesus put himself in our hands
Oh,
in a way that he can be hurt and desecrated. Like,
people do that.
yeah, and even just like taking for granted, like it could be very easy for me. Someone, you know, they need communion after mass because they wanted to go to confession. Just real quick, go up, grab the Eucharist, give communion, pop them back in the tabernacle. That like he made himself woundable in that way, and like that's
Is that a word?
woundable, vulnerable,
Woundable.
wunderbar.
I was like, there's some connection. I can't
Yeah,
think of it. There you
made
go.
himself vulnerable. Still, like not just in his his body, but like in his sacramental body, and um
I'm sorry, I tried. You have to understand why that was funny.
why?
His
'Cause
body.
I don't know. I don't want people to watch me doing this podcast. Not that I'm against us having video,
You
but it makes
hate
me.
watching videos of yourself,
I do.
though. I
And
sent him the homily he gave. Did you ever watch the whole
no,
thing? He won't watch it.
I will eventually. I really don't like watching myself. When we were in
Uh,
seminary, that's how we learned to preach. Was you would give a
Oh.
practice homily, recorded, and then watch it with your class.
Oh, that
And that was
I feel like
uncomfortable.
that should have gotten you
It
comfortable.
didn't.
It
I
just
don't like it.
traumatized you.
Yeah, but I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore.
I don't know. We're
Body.
a little loopy.
Yeah,
But I'm sorry, I laughed.
that's
Dang
okay.
it, I
No,
really
no.
threw it off.
Let's shift
Okay.
to loving your enemy, because like it ties into the fact that like there are people there are going to be people who are going to hurt you, and sometimes it's not going to be like, your husband or your friend
Yeah.
or whoever. Like, it's going to be somebody who's made themselves your enemy. How
Mhm.
And I think, at least for me, there's lots of times where well, I'm not going to have enemies. I won't have enemies.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who are your enemies? That was a joke.
Let's do a draft of our favorite enemies that we have. Who's your favorite Disney villain?
Oh, okay. I knew you were going to go with the character, and I was trying to think. Um, Scar is great.
Oh, I think
Uh,
I hate him too much.
really?
Yeah.
Well, he's bad.
Yeah, I know,
Yeah.
but
He's not funny. Well, he is funny at various points, but like, he's really nasty.
yeah, I like Ursula.
Ursula's good.
Do you know I was Ursula when I was 15?
Yes.
I've shown you
Yeah.
videos, I'm sure. That's a fun
That's
fact
pretty
about me.
great. Yeah. The Disney does some good villains.
Oh, yeah, I feel like I'm missing a really good one. I really
What
like.
movies are there? My like Disney era is like
I
Little Mermaid,
no, that's
Lion
yeah.
King, Jafar.
I know. I was going through. Oh, Jafar's a good
Jafar's
one.
great.
He's a
Yeah.
good one. But anyway, that's about all I'm gonna let you into. I wouldn't say I have enemies, but I digress. Man, I've said that twice in this podcast.
That you digress.
That I digress. Um, yeah, like that is a good point because I'm like talking about like, oh, the people close to us will hurt us, but like sometimes, yeah, people will just decide to do really awful things to you. I see it a lot in high school. Massive falling outs between friends.
Mm-hmm.
Someone just deciding to target someone else and bully them, right? Um, love your enemies. That is very hard.
It is, and you bringing up high school makes me realize, and it absolutely happens with adults, and I see it all the time, where it's like there's some falling out. It's like, and the go to response is cut them off. They're dead to me
Yeah.
now, and that's so hard. And I mean, I've had it, not really necessarily with me in a relationship, but like being part of something, and then someone's just gone
Yeah.
because now
Because
they're
they stopped talking to this
yeah,
person.
yeah,
That's crazy.
it is.
But yeah, but when we say love your enemy, we're not saying keep them close to you
Mm-hmm.
or be their best friend or do everything they ask you to do. We're saying love them. I think I've talked about this before. I think
Yeah.
love looks like a lot of different things. Kindness is for sure always a part of it. Um, praying for that person, right? Things like that. Loving them is treating them how you'd want to be treated. And sometimes that looks more like not doing something to them that you don't want to be done to you.
Yeah.
Sometimes you need to set a boundary. And I really believe in that. When someone is not a good person, we see here the word toxic a lot in our culture now.
Mm-hmm.
If you have a toxic relationship, someone brings, bad energy. Just kidding. But the bad vibes into your life,
Mm-hmm.
like it just not isn't making you more of who you want to be. Is rude, is mean, leads you into sin a lot.
Yeah.
Things like that. Yeah, I would say if you were to come to me, sometimes high schoolers do. I would say don't have that person
Yeah.
as a close part of your life, but also don't go tell everybody around you how awful they are. Don't go writing mean comments about them online. Don't refuse to forgive them
Yeah.
if they apologize. That doesn't mean you need to be their best friend again. You can have a cordial relationship with them,
Mm-hmm.
I've had relationships like that where someone's really hurt me and they've apologized and I've forgiven them, but there's a distance there because it's like I can't really trust you necessarily, so
Mm-hmm.
I'll forgive you and I see you, I wave, I'm kind, wish you a happy birthday, but like that's the extent of it. That's okay.
Yeah.
I just think that's an important distinction to make.
A lot of it has to happen in our hearts.
Yeah.
I think because that willingness to not hold on to that anger and like feed it, and like every time the opportunity's there to talk to talk about them, to
Yes.
put them down, or just yeah, like I'm sure you've been part of conversations where it's like every time you get together with somebody, we start trash talking
Yeah.
another person, and like I've done that. I've been the one doing that, and it's it's not good for us. It's not good for them.
Yeah.
It's that's I think that's a real strong part of loving your enemy, even if you're not like hanging out with them all the time, because that's probably not going to happen, and that's okay. But um, just you're not going to keep that fire of anger or bitterness going.
That's I think a big thing is don't you already got enough sticks to light that flame.
Mm-hmm.
Like what they did is enough to make you angry. You don't want to fuel the fire more
Yeah.
because it's not good for you. I've probably said this before on the podcast, but to forgive is this a quote, not by me. To forgive is to set a prisoner free and to realize that prisoner is you.
Mm.
Like it's not even always about yes, we should love others for the sake of loving others. Sometimes it's like to set our own selves free. Like I know when I hang on to like resentment or like even just like always think about what someone did to me in a way
Mm.
that it's like beyond healing because sometimes you need to look through it and heal. But like if I really just won't let it go,
Yeah.
it doesn't hurt that person.
Mm-hmm.
They're out there doing whatever
They're
they're
living their
doing.
life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just hurts me. It makes me more angry, more bitter. If it's just there and I'm thinking about all the justified reasons I have to be angry and then I do nothing with that.
Yeah.
Like
That
it,
is about me. That's about
yeah.
me feeling good about myself or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you like start to want bad things to happen to other people. Not like they die, but like
Yeah.
I've definitely gotten to points where I do that so much and I'm like, I hope they have a not happy life.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yeah.
normal and natural. But like, yes, while that feeling is normal and natural, like we should not be feeding into it at all because
No.
it's not good.
Yeah.
It's not a feeling to say, ah, yes, this is okay that I feel this way. It's to acknowledge and then let go of.
That's a good distinction. Just because something is like a natural response, so like anger at injustice, or just like seeing a person that's hurt you, and uh not feeling good about them. It's normal to feel that way, but it's not good to hang on to it.
Yeah,
It's
what do
it's
you
to
do with that
okay,
feeling?
that's there. I'm gonna pass it off to God.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. I mean,
I think that's
I
that's an
think
okay
that's,
place to stop.
I agree.
In that
We
we're
got to get
actively
back.
we're actively dying.
I know, we
Um,
got to get back in the groove,
yeah, that's
but it's
okay.
okay. It's just the transitions were a little tough today, but we'll get them next time.
I like this one because I I don't know about you. I'm like tired, goofy,
Yeah.
because it's been like my sleep's all messed up, and
Yeah.
yeah, so everything is a little funny.
All I've really done today is like marinate some chicken. That's it.
And that's not like an active
No,
process.
it took me about half an
Uh-huh.
hour.
You weren't sitting there
Like yeah,
marinating
it's
it.
in the fridge.
Yeah.
I made the thing.
Hmm.
Um and
Nice.
that's about
Did
it,
you
but
sleep in?
yeah, I can't really sleep in
Not.
anymore.
Yeah.
Like just physically, it's really depressing for me. I used to just be able to
Yeah.
when I was sick, it's different. Like I could sleep till kingdom come when I'm sick, but
Hmm.
it's just I think I woke up at 8.
Yeah.
And
That's good.
that's sleeping in for me. Like that feels weird to say.
This
But this
week
is growing up.
it is. Yeah. Like twice. Isn't that a song? So
This is
this is
gross.
growing up. I think it's Blink-182. But like twice this week, maybe 3 times, I slept till 11 or
Yeah.
noon, and it was shocking. Like I woke up scared.
I know. I texted you one day. It
You're
was
like,
like
"Are you alive?"
Thursday. I was like, yeah, I said someone texted like 7.
Yeah.
I wake up at 5. Sorry. I wake up at 5 though, usually ish. So I think I texted you like 6 or 6:30. And to me it's like my day is already well
Yeah.
in motion. And then you didn't reply for a while. I was like, "You alive?" And I didn't tell you this. I texted Father Josh. I was like, "Is Father Michael okay?
Uh-huh.
Is he alive?" You
Yeah.
text me. You're like, "I just woke up."
I
I
was
was like,
dead.
"Good for you."
NyQuil is a potent thing.
Did you take the? Oh yeah, you take the liquid kind.
Yeah, and
It tastes so
I
bad.
got the cherry one. Tastes
Yeah,
way better than the
no,
green one.
no. Oh, there's
Yes,
a green one.
the green one's
I
disgusting.
have never had the green one.
Yeah.
For me, it was always cherry or grape.
Oh.
Cherry, big no, absolutely not. Grape, heck yes.
Will you drink like a pop, like a cherry Coke? Some
No, I
people
don't
don't like
like
that because it
cherry.
tastes like that.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I don't really like cherry flavored
Mm.
things. Maybe that's my issue.
Yeah.
But I do think there's something particularly awful about cherry flavored medicine. But I don't like cherry Jolly Ranchers. I'll never eat those. Do you like those?
I mean, I like all Jolly Ranchers.
They don't even taste like cherry though. Is it like cherries?
No.
It's very much the it's like watermelon. Well, I don't know. Anyway, we could.
They're all good.
Yeah.
I accept all Jolly Ranchers.
You heard it.
Sour apple.
Put our P.O. box in the
That'd
show
be
notes.
amazing.
Could be weird.
So before we go to the last part, just a heads up, next episode will be our very special annual Christmas episode. It might be good to
our third annual.
Wow. Yeah.
And
if you watch it, we're gonna do some stuff to the studio. Ooh. And yeah, so that'll be exciting.
I didn't know that.
We talked about that.
Oh, I forgot.
I only talked to you about it.
Okay, great. I love myself. Okay.
Yeah. Molly.
Yeah.
How has God loved you lately?
Well, let me count
in the weeks.
I know I want to. It's almost harder when you have like 4 weeks to think about. Honestly, my husband got in a car accident, and he's okay. The car is not. But my point in saying that is, he kind of shouldn't be okay, but he's like barely had a few scratches, and I'm very grateful for that. And it was kind of just a wake-up call of like, you never know. Like, he was fine, but like, it was a good reminder from the Lord of like, say you're sorry, say I love you, you know, appreciate each day you have. Like, those moments always shake me in a good way. So yeah, just that Zach's okay and doing well.
That's good.
Yeah. We love Zach.
Yeah,
so.
I love Zach too.
Yeah, that's good.
Not the same way.
That's good.
Yeah.
How about you?
Just this whole week, like, lots of people looked out for me, just checking in.
He's got a lot of broth up there.
There's a lot of broth upstairs. There's like four different soups.
Yeah.
And that's just very kind. Like, sometimes it's overwhelming. Like, every day I was getting a different text, like, "Hey, I dropped off some soup." And thank you. So that's really nice. And even today, people were greeting me like I had been in the hospital.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
It was just normal sickness.
Was it just one weekend off?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
which feels like a lifetime in parish life, though.
Yeah, that's like
so much.
Usually like a once a year sort of sickness where I don't have mass on a weekend.
Yeah.
So, and that was the other part of Father Josh just generously covering everything, that like it was never even a question. And so that's very nice to not have to worry about that stuff. Yeah. So yeah. So enjoy the 4th week of Advent and get ready to celebrate Christmas with us.
It's gonna be
next week.
Apparently very decorative. Is that what you were insinuating?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if "very" is a good word, but
no, now it has to be.
We could do some stuff.
No, just kidding. It's gonna be. We actually have some fun ideas. I'm very excited for this one, and of course, our annual gift exchange that we get to do
in person,
like with video for the first time, which will be fun.
Yeah.
Grab Taylor so people see. 1 year. Okay.
I want to watch the video. If you don't watch any of the video, watch it right now.
Yeah. This was what I got. It's a full life-size Taylor Swift.
And she's wearing the shirt that you got me.
It says, "I'm your father," like Star Wars, except not. That's. It looks real. I'm scared.
It's really creepy.
But anyway, who knows what we have? Your gift is funny, right? You said.
It's funny, but actually useful.
That's the best kind of gift. I think that's what yours is too.
Good.
Love it.
Okay. See you next time.
Bye.